Welcome to Dreem Space. Wherever you are, take a deep breath, let your shoulders soften, and let the noise of the day fall away. Tonight, we'll journey together into the quiet vastness of the universe. Out beyond the city lights, past the stars you know, into the stories written in starlight. Let the sound of space guide you into stillness, and let your imagination wander freely as you drift toward rest. Picture this. You step outside and the moon is swelling larger by the minute, tumbling toward us at terrifying speed. What would actually unfold if the moon collided with Earth? First, the tides would go berserk. Coastlines would drown as oceans slosh far beyond their limits. The moon's gravity would yank our satellites off course, scrambling orbits and cutting off whole constellations of services. Daily life? Shattered by constant quakes and eruptions as Earth's crust groans under the strain. Get closer still, about 11,000 miles above our surface, and the story takes a spectacular turn. Earth's gravity would rip the moon apart inside the Roche limit, shredding it into a luminous river of debris that would bead into a ring like Saturn's. Survivors would look up to see a breathtaking crown of ice and stone spanning the sky, shimmering at dusk, with nightly meteor showers of powdered moon trailing across the atmosphere. Catastrophic? Absolutely. But visually, unforgettable. In 1977, NASA sent two robotic emissaries, Voyager 1 and Voyager 2, on a once-in-175 years grand alignment tour of Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. They snapped now iconic portraits of the outer planets and unveiled their moons up close for the first time. But Voyager carried something more than cameras. Tucked onto each spacecraft is a message in a bottle, the Golden Record, Earth's time capsule. If humanity's flame ever gutters out, this may be the last artifact of who we were. On its grooves, the sounds of wind and ocean, the heartbeat of Earth, greetings in dozens of languages. Greetings to the friends of the stars, may time unite us. Shalom. Assalamu alaikum. We welcome you on behalf of the inhabitants of Earth. Hello from the children of planet Earth, plus a curated gallery of more than 100 images chosen by Carl Sagan's team to tell our story, the human story, Earth story. Deep breath. This photograph is real. Astronaut Bruce McCandless II drifting 100 meters from the space shuttle, untethered, a lone figure against an ocean of black. In 1984, he was testing the jet-powered backpack, stepping away from the ship and flying, truly freely, into space. Later, he said the only moment that really rattled him was the sudden cold once he left the shuttle's warmth. Imagine the silence. Just you, suit humming, stars unmoving. What if your trajectory drifted? It's the kind of image that makes your stomach drop. When black holes collide, they don't just merge, they ring the cosmos like a bell. Gravitational waves ripple through space-time at light speed, squeezing and stretching everything in their path like expanding circles on a pond. Einstein predicted them. We only heard them in 2015. The instrument was LIGO, the Laser Interferometer Gravitational Wave Observatory. It splits a laser into two perpendicular, 4-kilometer arms, bounces the beams between mirrors, and watches for infinitesimal changes in length as a wave passes. A difference smaller than a proton's width, and yet enough to confirm a century-old idea. Opportunity was supposed to last 90 Martian days. She stayed 14 years. Sun on her panels, she trekked more than 28 miles across the red planet. Then a global dust storm choked the sky, smothering the light she needed to live. Her final transmission, translated by the team's summaries into the line that broke hearts, was, "My battery is low and it's getting dark." One of the most successful explorers we've sent, falling asleep as night closed in. We love our crimson Earth sunsets, but on Mars, dusk runs blue. Fine dust in the Martian air scatters sunlight differently, letting blue wavelengths seep deeper toward the setting sun, and the sun itself looks smaller. Mars is farther from it than we are. One of the brightest stars in our sky, the red supergiant Betelgeuse, is misbehaved and magnificent, brightening, dimming, shedding chunks of its own surface. Recent work suggests it's in late life, fusing carbon at its core. If so, supernova could arrive on cosmic short notice. If Betelgeuse goes during our lifetimes, the night will have a second beacon bright enough to cast shadows, and you'll see it in daylight. It's roughly 500 light years away, so technically it could have already exploded, and we're waiting for the light. Don't panic, we're outside its danger zone. But scoot Earth 450 light years closer, and it might be a different story. Black holes themselves are invisible, not even light can escape. But the event horizon, the point of no return, and the glowing accretion disk around, it can be imaged if your lens is big enough. How big? For meaningful detail at those distances, you'd need a telescope the size of Earth. So we built one virtually. The Event Horizon Telescope combined radio observatories across the globe into a single planet-scale instrument. Targets Sagittarius A*, our own galaxy's central giant about 26,000 light-years away, and M87*, a behemoth 53 million light-years out. It worked. These are real images of black holes, history's first portraits of the unseeable. In 1990, as Voyager 1 fled beyond Neptune, we asked it to turn around and take one last look at home. It did. From 4 billion miles away, a pinprick in a sunbeam, Earth. Carl Sagan wrote that mote. The Earth is the only world known so far to harbor life. Look again at that dot. That's here. That's home. That's us. It's hard to read those lines and not feel your pulse slow and your priorities rearrange. Each year, the moon drifts about 1.5 inches farther from Earth, tugged outward by tidal interactions. That slows our spin, lengthening the day. 1.4 billion years ago, a day was roughly 18 hours. In about 1 billion years, a day will stretch to around 28 hours. Imagine 8 extra hours, sleep well, then 20 hours for everything else. In a galaxy 8.5 billion light-years away lurks a monster, the supermassive black hole in Phoenix A. It's been described as around 100 billion times larger than our Sun, so colossal that some entire galaxies would fit within its event horizon. Its diameter is on the order of 100 times the distance between the Sun and Pluto. Even a photon, moving at light speed, would take about 71 days to loop the horizon once. And it's still feeding. Every breath borrows atoms forged in dying stars. Every glass of water has a lineage that runs back to the Big Bang. The iron in your blood, the calcium in your bones, the oxygen in your lungs, written by thermonuclear fire and cosmic chemistry. The universe is not just out there, it is in here. In a very real sense, consciousness is how the cosmos notices itself. You are, quite literally, made of stardust.